Shalom to all of you. I'm Rabbi Wolk. I'm the community chaplain with Jewish Family Service. I hope everyone had an enjoyable and meaningful Passover with as under the circumstances with as many family members or friends as possible. Now that Passover is over, we actually move into a unique part of the Jewish calendar year. When you view this video, we will have observed Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is only a few days after the conclusion of Passover. The full Hebrew name is Yom HaShoah B'Hag Burah, Holocaust Remembrance and Heroism Day. Very important to remember the heroes of the Shoah, those brave men, women, and children who fought back in many different ways against the Nazis, who fought in the concentration camps to maintain life, to maintain their dignity, to maintain their faith. The observance was actually established in the early 1950s by the Knesset, the parliament in Israel. Why only a few days after Passover? It was to put it in close proximity to the anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, which took place on the first day of Passover. Passover is, of course, the holiday of freedom, Siman Cherutenu, and that's why those who fought back in the Warsaw Ghetto chose that day to begin their fighting against their oppressors. And so the Knesset, with the chief rabbis in Israel going back to 1950-51, wanted to commemorate their bravery and, of course, remember the 6 million victims of the Shoah. Since then, it's become really axiomatic. Whenever Yizkor, the memorial service, is recited on all the major holidays, like on the 8th day of Passover, we include a special memorial prayer for the 6 million holy ones who were killed. We are now, in the year 2021, 76 years since the end of the Shoah, since the conclusion of the Holocaust, the end of World War II. 76 years. That is more or less 3 generations. And as we all know, there are fewer and fewer survivors. Our community is blessed that we do have a number of survivors. And at Jewish Family Service, in our older adults department, led by Debbie Weiner, we work with Holocaust survivors in many different ways. Counseling, companionship, Meals on Wheels, aiding them in receiving financial reparations that are due them. There's really no way to encapsulate in any way, certainly not in the video, the enormity of the event of the Shoah. One out of every 3 Jews in the world was murdered, but it's not just the 6 million who were taken from us so brutally, but it's all the children and grandchildren that never were born because our fellow brothers and sisters were murdered from 1939 to 1945. And it's really impossible to gauge the effect that it's had on survivors. I would just urge everyone to become as knowledgeable as possible with the facts of the Shoah. We're certainly fortunate in Dallas. We have the Holocaust Museum and Center for to Fight Intolerance, where one can gather much information because as there are now fewer and fewer survivors each year, we have the ugly presence of the Holocaust deniers of all kinds. But part of the way we have to fight back is to ensure that this event can never be forgotten. The Shoah is the most documented event in human history, yet there are those who deny that it actually occurred. And our community, as I said, is blessed with having Holocaust survivors here. They enrich our lives. Jewish Family Service, we are proud uh, to to work with them on a one-to-one basis, to work with their children, to work with their grandchildren. The Shoah is such an event that the ripple effects occur even now, 76 years later. So, Jewish Family Service, we urge everyone to remember, to commemorate, uh, to learn about the Shoah. It's something that all of us need to carry with us in the months, years, and decades ahead. Thank you for your attention and shalom.